Hey there, hope you are doing absolutely fantastic. Today we are talking on this month's issue of the Indie Reviewer, a little game called Citizen Sleeper. After you like the video and perhaps subscribe, of course. I'm watching you. Yep. Yep. Like it? Very good. Very proud of you. Okay. The basic plot of the game is as follows. You play as a sleeper being an artificial husk that has people's personalities slotted into them by megacorps in order to work off their debt, potentially forever. Think of it as a form of science fiction futurized indentured servitude. As you might imagine, these sleepers are not treated well. You play as a sleeper who has made a successful break from your corporate overlords, having landed on the rinky-dink space station informally called the Eye. Here you will search for what makes you, you. As a sleeper, you've never had the opportunity to fully explore what being you yourself truly means, and that is the core of the game's storytelling. As a sleeper, you've never really had the opportunity to fully explore what being yourself truly means. Everywhere you go, every person you talk to, they are all on a similar journey of self-discovery. Whether you join them on their journey to get to witness their self-realization, bringing you yourself closer to understanding your own motivations, is entirely up to you. Will you end up leaving this decrepit little space station? Or will you make it your home? And of course, there's the problem of your old owners. Those pen-pushing bastards aren't just gonna let you run off, are they? Citizen Sleeper is one of those games that makes you truly think. It sweeps you up into the station's day-to-day. It envelops you in the vibrant personalities and intrigues you with the deep history and rich lore of the station. And truly, its biggest strength is with these non-player characters. For example, there's a food stall owned by a fella named Emphis. He's a gruff yet gentle soul, and the further you walk down his story path, the more you not only understand him, but the station itself, as he loves nothing more than trading good stories. Or there's the bar owner Tala. You can work with her to reconstruct her bar to its former glory, revealing the sadness of her past in the process, and building a strong friendship. And that's just 2 of the 11 main NPCs who have full-fledged story paths. On top of that, we have 8 different endings, each dependent on what becomes your journey as the Sleeper of the Eye. That's the basics in terms of what you can expect stylistically and story-wise. But you're probably wondering what the gameplay actually looks like, right? In truth, in my opinion, it is the weakest part of the game. Not because it's bad, but because it is unchanging. The core of its gameplay is resource management. You have 2 different bars you have to keep juiced, and that's your condition bar, which is something the corp built into you to make you reliant upon them, and then there's your energy bar, which requires you to eat some food here and there. These go down naturally each day, but can be risen with their respective consumables. In fact, the main concern for your character in the opening chapters is finding a way to keep your condition up at all. Now, in between these 2 stats is your dice. You roll a certain number of dice depending on the state of your condition. If your condition is going down, then so is your pool of dice for the day. These dice are more valuable the higher their number is, and you use them to complete tasks around the eye. You unlock more and more options for these dice as you go along, and the higher the number on the die, the better your chances of succeeding at that particular task, at the risk of your condition and energy bars, is. Successes will either gain you precious resources or move a story beat forward. It's a simple, clever little system that helps make time itself feel more connected to you, as each time you sleep, it's been a month in game. So each of these dice are basically what you decide to focus on for the entirety of a month. On top of this, the game has since had free content updates titled as episodes. There were 3 of these titled Flux, Refuge, and Purge. Each is centered around a group of refugees that stop at the Eye for help, though the admins of the station wish to do nothing of the sort. It's up to you how their situation is resolved, and each episode consistently ramps up the stakes, as well as the intensity within their characters as well. Although the game does recommend waiting until completing the early game arcs before attempting to start with the Flux missions, which leads to Refuge and Purge, as they expect you to be higher level than the earlier sections require. Although I ignored this warning and continued on into it anyways, without too much chafing, so tomato, tomato, keep that in mind, I suppose. This does bring me to the level up system. At the beginning of the game, you select one of 3 classes, the Mechanist, Operator, and Extractor. These mostly just determine which skills you are more proficient at and have no impact on the actual story other than what your character kind of looks like. As you level up, you get to improve all of these stats anyhow, which leads to you eventually being well-rounded. You get upgrade points by completing story beats, which I like. This just adds some good crunchiness to the game and allows for you to feel like your character is really getting a grasp of the eye and its maze-like streets. Not to mention the goddamned music. Nearly all of this soundtrack has whispered its way into my writing playlist, as it's all so fucking good. Specifically, Matsutake, hopefully I'm saying that right, Prismatic Lens, and Possible Futures are my absolute favorites. Possible Futures is a song that will nearly wreck me every time as well, because it's the one they kind of play when you reach the climactic moments of each arc. They just do a really good job of evoking the feeling of the game, as all good soundtracks are wont to do. Amos Roddy, you are truly fantastic at music. Please don't stop. Secondarily, I'm just so excited to play Citizen Sleeper 2, partially so I can finally add the music to my playlist, I won't even lie. Now, let's talk about art real quick. All the character art is absolutely incredible, and is actually the original reason I heard about this game at all, as Guillaume Singelin, who I'm hopefully saying the name correctly of, is my favorite artist of all time, tied only with Shantan. Singelin just has this magical ability to capture so much detail and character in a singular image. I mean, just look at our boy Emphas. He's overloaded with the tools of his trade at a food stall. Pots, pans, ingredients. I'm an unbelievable fanboy of this guy's work. Go read his graphic novels PTSD and Frontier. So goddamn good. I'm still waiting to get my hands on an English copy of The Grocery, but I might just learn French at this point so I can read it. So glad he came back to do the art for the second game as well. Genuinely, go read everything he's ever made. And if you know French, I'm jealous of you. You really do have no excuse not to go read all of his works. Time for me to download Duolingo, I guess. How I fear that little bird, though. Anyhow, forgive me for my tangent. This game is incredibly good. If you allow it to, it will touch on your very soul, tapping into that feeling of helplessness of being alone in a new place, and slowly figuring out how to be a person again. To me, that's a very relatable story, and I imagine to many of you it is as well. So go play Citizen Sleeper and experience a game that is truly very special. Thank you so much for watching this video. I don't know why it took me so long to finally talk about this game. It's so good. If you're interested, feel free to check out my Patreon, which is linked in the description. There you will find info about my book I'm writing, as well as my card game I'm creating on top of that. If you enjoyed this video in particular, do leave a like. If you'd like to see more content like this, I would love to see you around. Go smack that subscribe button now, or else. What am I even saying? Most importantly, have an absolutely lovely day, and don't die. See ya.